I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media. Show's powered by cannabis. Where the fuck is everybody at? Someone want to talk about on the show when we get started. You ever notice things happen in waves? Like it never just happens one. But like one person calls off, then there's all of a sudden three. Or there's one person, there's one you go through a dry spell of women, like if you're dating, and then all of a sudden you have 5 options. And then something happens that's bad news, and then just boom, 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 boom. Bad
There's
news.
a whole saying for that.
What is it?
It's called when it rains it pours.
Yes. And even with good news, when it's good news, boom. And then it's boom, 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 boom. Celebrity deaths, boom, 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 boom. I don't know. It's weird how life works like that. And I think it's an energy thing because once one hits, then you put the energy, that negative energy out. You're like, fuck. And then all of a sudden, but it's with good stuff too. I think even if you emote good energy. I was thinking of elote, the delicious corn.
Of course you were.
But I think it's the energy that you put out there, then it sucks up. Like for instance, for people, like I'm giving you an example. There's a girl I know, and she's like Eeyore. Is it Eeyore, the one that's and shit bad happens to her all the time. Like she'll stub her toe, she'll fall, she'll prick her finger, she'll do all this shit, and it always it always happens to her. Whatever, dude. It's just it's amazing. I don't. It's just it's fascinating to me. I don't even know what. Like you said, Gina, there's a name for it. So it obviously happens to a lot of people. But
I think people for it. You know,
like, what do you mean?
When bad happen, like the first bad thing that'll happen to somebody, they're like, oh my God. And now so now they're hyper aware of all the negativity. And so they like literally, I feel like they search it out. They go like they're more open to it. Negativity finds them. Bad things find them. They're like they go through a Schleprock mentality. Remember Schleprock from Pebbles and Bam Bam and the Gang? The guy who always had like a cloud over his head. Yes. It was, that's just what he expected. When you expect bad things will come to you.
Well, almost like if something happens, you're like, of course, here we go. Yep. It happens all the time. Yep. This is what happens to me. This is my life. And you start putting that shit out there, and then it starts happening.
And then your life is like, guess what? Your life is Tarda.
Here comes another bus.
Yep. That's just how it works. When good things are happening, and it's really funny because when good things happen to people, the first thing they do is they never expect it to last. That's right. Like something is going to come and ruin this. Yep. And like right now I'm having a really great day. And then all of a sudden they go, but it's not going to last. And then, so that's that negativity that creeps in. And so now they're looking for it. And then boom, the first thing that helps confirm the negative voice in your head, that voice is like, see, I told you you were going to get an email from your boss that was just going to ruin your day. And you're like, you didn't say an email, but you said something bad was going to happen. And so then boom, and then it just snowballs. I think if people could go, you know what, good things happen and then look for the next good thing, and not expect it to end, but expect it to last. Expect that good thing to turn into another good thing and another good thing and another good thing.
I think that people don't realize the power, and we talked about this a couple of days ago, about changing the soundtrack that's being filled in your mind. And I tell Colleen all the time, there's so many good, he might be a little cheesy or whatever, but like a Joel Osteen, or what's the lady's name? Is there Judy? What the hell's her name? Anyway, they all have podcasts, and I tell her, I'm like, dude, just instead listen to the bullshit. Here she is. Her name is Joyce. Hold on. Joyce Meyer. Joyce Meyer. She's another one. But they have these, and some of them are cheesy, and they're God based. But it's more about positive energy, and you just throw those in while you're doing shit all day, and that positive shit is in there, and you can't help but be positive. And I think that's going to attract other positive. And it doesn't have to be religious based, but there's plenty of stuff out there that you can fill your head with, even if it's great music, your favorite music. Put on your favorite music, put that shit in. You can't be in a bad mood when your favorite music is on. If you allow yourself to schlep rock, it'll just or like Josh says, if you allow yourself to droopy dog.
You know what though? And sometimes people like droopy dog, but damn if stuff don't work out for droopy dog. Like I would like you go through your life and you're like, oh well, but and it's funny, you know, like earlier this week, I said that I was trying to change the soundtrack in my head.
Yeah.
You know, that you know, fuck everybody, me against the world kind of attitude. It was, you know, I'm gonna try to be more of a producer of positivity than a consumer of it, right? So, and that means trying to live a little more out loud. I'm trying to live a little more out loud. And I bought a pair of tennis shoes. Okay, I bought a pair of tennis shoes. I want to say like 11 months ago. All right,
and you ran faster?
No. But when they came, the colors were so damn bright. Like I didn't feel like I could wear those shoes. Like,
you're not a bright guy,
right? Yeah, I'm like a black and gray kind of dude.
Yes, you are. Yes. Whoa! Damn! I like it.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna let the fact that I feel like I shouldn't be wearing these shoes affect me wearing these shoes.
Yes, wear them, baby. Wear them.
I know it's dumb. It sounds really fucking stupid. It does. It sounds like, you know, oh my God, you can't put on a pair of tennis shoes. But they were out of my comfort zone, right? They're just out of my comfort zone. And
pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is how you grow and change and be better. And we should all pull ourselves out of our comfort. Like we should do things. They say you should do something every day that pushes you out of your comfort zone. And especially if you don't like your outcome, if you don't like if you don't like the trajectory of whatever you're doing, your life, your career, your marriage, or whatever, well, push your shit outside, change it around. Because if you continue to do the same thing every day, well, it's not going to change. It's what you expect. And I know a lot of people like stability and like not changing and all that stuff. But if you're not changing means you're miserable. If your routine is making you miserable, or you're not feeling, you analyze it yourself. And if it's not joyful, well, then you need to shake shit up. You need to get outside of your comfort zone, do some shit, and see what happens. You know, that's.
Don't let. I'm a big proponent of don't let life do things to you.
Yeah.
You know, let you do things to life. You be proactive. You know, there are things that you can't. Yeah, there are things that you can't control. And you have to know the difference. You have to know the difference between patience and just being static. But you know, you control your life. There is nobody all the time. It is the most aggravating thing in the world when I hear people say, you know what made me like have a really bad day is like somebody was talking, you know, shit about me. And I'm like, well, did that affect your paycheck? You know, does the fact that people talk shit about you make your lights go on and off? Or do you lose cable? Because like, honestly, you know, there are two people in the world. Well, with as far as family goes, there's probably more, but there are two people that you need to get right with. And that is yourself and then whatever spiritual thing you have between you and whatever.
Whatever you call it.
And those are the two people. And if you can get right with those two people, then you can get right with everybody else. Everybody else will see that, and then they will gravitate towards you.
I think Brandon Dory used to call it spaghetti monster or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Whatever your spiritual being is, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, D, and I face the same problem. I have a feeling. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying I have a feeling that you and I make it so make it sound so easy and almost like we're preaching, like to where it annoys people. It's like, oh, you used to have all the answers.
No, dude, no, it's a
people.
God,
think
you know what? It's a fucking struggle every day. It is a struggle every day to battle that part of yourself that tells you you can't do something, or tells you that, you know what, it's too late for you. It's that voice that says, you know, your dream has passed. It is, you know, and it tells you, stop, just stop. You know what? You just accept this for what it is, and just, you know, move on from there. Every day I fight that voice. That voice tells me not to get up and go to the gym. That voice tells me the fucking grass can get cut tomorrow. That voice tells me, you know what? And I fight it. Sometimes that voice wins. You know, sometimes that voice wins. But there more often than not, that voice doesn't.
Well, and here's the thing with me is, like, imagine that that you did the same thing, something that you loved for 20 years, 25 years, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you can't do what you love, but that's all you've done. I mean, because with me, that's all, you know, doing radio, that's all I ever did was radio. So then being told that you can't do that, and then being told that you're virtually unemployable because all the shit that happened to you happened in public. So when people make fun of me for, oh, another business idea, another this, another that, well, I get it, but you got to put yourself in the shoes of, you have to do something. I mean, I'm not just going to stay at home and allow life to just say, oh, game over, I lost, you know, like push the envelope, and then it worked, that was great, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden I hit bankrupt on Wheel of Fortune. Well, you know what, when your turn comes up again, you got to spin the wheel again, even though you had $20,000 and now you're at zero, you know, in Wheel of Fortune, but you got to continue to spin the wheel. And for me, it's finding what I can do to support. Like, my family's not stopping. They still need to eat 3 times a day or 5 times a day. And the family,
do they need to eat 5 times a day? Maybe we need to show a little bit of restraint in the kitchen. Like, I'm going to just say 5 times a day makes foreign countries hate us. So pull it back. 3, you get 3 opens of the fridge. Where you choose to use them is up to you. I wouldn't use them back to back to back.
Yeah, good point. You had 3 opens of the fridge. Dude, I opened the fridge like, hold on. I opened the fridge like 7 times last night looking for some shit to cook, and I'm like, oh, geez, there's nothing here. But,
did anything change on the 4th time that you opened it?
No. No.
Did you go, shit, there's bacon in here now?
Oh, look. Oh, there's a hamburger meat right there. How did I miss that right in front of my face? There was nothing in there all 4 times to make. But my point was, you know, it's finding, and I think this time, but anyway, I've tried to continue to keep a positive attitude and continue to just try till I find something that works. And what I tell people, they're like, well, you do this, and you do this, you do this. Well, because bills come in monthly, and sometimes even more often than that, you can only give something a certain amount of time to be successful. They're like, stick to it, and it's going to work. Well, there's a finite amount of time you have when the other things don't stop to make something work. And for me, it's like, all right, if this isn't working, you know, I got to give it a month or 6 weeks or whatever it is. And if it's not working, well, then I got to find another way. And some people understand it. Some people don't. They're like, well, you should stuck to it. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe I should have. Maybe I should. I don't know the right way. I don't have the answers.
Well, nobody. Yes, I mean, here's the thing. You do have the answers. Like, you have the answers for you, and like Gina has the answers for Gina. Nobody can tell anybody who's well. Everybody's path is different. Like,
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm floundering my way through life every day.
Yeah,
I wake up. I am like, I don't even know. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why I'm not talking, because you guys are vibing, and it's good. It's good. I like it.
Here's the thing.
You guys are super motivational. I'm trying to draw from you.
But here's the thing, Gina. You know what? When you wake up the next morning, like you've won that day. You've won. Like you've made decisions that enable you to wake up the next day and do it again. Right?
So dying. That's check that off my.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yes.
The win.
Absolutely.
No,
because it gives
I'm really positive. I'm actually a pretty positive person for the most part. I can almost always find the silver lining and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't do the Eeyore thing. I move on. Shit happens. I try not to get. I stopped getting embarrassed a long time ago. Like it's very, very, very hard to embarrass me. Like extreme, because I don't give a shit what anybody in this entire world thinks. I do not care. So if you don't care what anyone thinks, there's no embarrassment. Like, you know, I honestly don't. Andrew knows I'll walk into a whole place, try to do a cartwheel, fall on my face, get up, laugh it off, and go eat. I don't care.
You know, it's funny. To this day, a kid said something to me when I was 19 years old. I was just starting to do comedy. No, I'm sorry. I was like 21, 22. And I was just starting to do comedy, and I was not funny. If you looked up not funny in the dictionary, there would be a big ass picture of me starting to do comedy. Not funny. I got booed by a guy who had just gotten to this country, didn't even know what humor was, but knew I wasn't it. So, but this cat tells me, one moment, please. This cat tells me, he says, he looks me dead in the face, and he didn't mean it as a compliment. You know, he said, you know what I like about you? He goes, you're not afraid to fail. Yeah. What he meant to say was, you're a failure. But what I heard was, I am not afraid to take chances. I will take a chance if it means success, if it means that on the back end of it, the people that I bring into this world and who I call family may not have to worry for the rest of their lives. So I'm going to take that chance every fucking time. Every time I'm going to take that chance because I want better, and I want better for the people around me.
You know, there like I said, we don't have all the answers by any means. But I mean, I don't know. It's just the reason that, by the way, it's probably too late to play the open right now. At some point, when is it too late to play the open? I think 20 minutes now is probably about that spot.
I feel like our listeners probably feel like they just woke up and cracked open a fortune cookie this morning, and we're just giving them all kinds of fortune cookie advice.
Did Joel Osteen just cuss? Hell.
So anyway, if you're having one of those days, a CBD gummy would do wonders.
No, that is so true.
CBD gummy, a nice little whatever your relaxed thing is. You could if you don't have a relaxed thing, you could probably find it at Teebs of Adrian. I'm sure that you could find it there. Just get on it. Oh, look at that relaxing. I feel relaxed. It's weird. Just looking at the packaging, I feel more relaxed. That's how good it is. Relaxing mints. So you pop a mint and you go. Teebs of Adrian, Teebs.green. Get over there and check it out. That
cat looks comfortable and his breath is minty fresh.
Yes. But one thing is fear can paralyze you. Can paralyze you. Like for me, there is I don't get money from anyone unless I'm doing something. Now it's turned into a bad habit for me the last few years because now I'm always hustling. Like I'm always working. I'm always taking phone calls. I'm always on Facebook looking for an opportunity. I'm always doing this. So I try not to do it on the weekend. I have my kids. So as much I still do. I just don't do it as much but if you're scared to like for me, I have to be out there because I have 5 or 6 or 7 people in the house that depend on me. I've got 5 or 6 or 7 people that work for me. So I have 10 to 15 people that depend on me always moving. So so you just got to do it. And I mean, fear isn't an option. Like fear to shut me down isn't an option, because then everything would come. Like if you stop juggling the plates and they all fall and crash, and then it's a fucking another nightmare. So
it's really funny as we talk about this, because if you like the worst 2 words that people can ask themselves, because it's always when they ask themselves these 2 words, it always ends in something I feel like negative. And those 2 words are what if, right? Somebody goes, what if, like you tell them something and they go, well, what if that doesn't work? What if that fails? What if that, and then you have to ask them, but why can't we ask, what if it succeeds? What if it's awesome? Why is that not a question that we can ask? Why do we have to lean towards the bad? What if this all burns down? What if we lose our home? What if you lose your job? Well, what happens if we go, well, what if we don't have to worry about money anymore? What if we do something that puts us on a path where we are self-sustaining? What if we become successful? What if we become the leaders in our community? Like, why not do that instead of going, well, nobody wants to listen to me. What I have to say doesn't matter. What if no one shows up? Well, what if everybody shows up?
I use that with my daughter. Gabby has pretty severe anxiety, and she does that a lot. She does the what ifing a lot. What if there was a ride that they went on, the slingshot? What if it breaks off? And I'm like, what if it doesn't? It's going to be the best ever. And that's the same approach I take with her when she does the what if, and it works really well with especially little ones. What if something bad happens? And then you just tell them, like, well, what if? And then like Dee said, something positive, and it really changes their mindset, especially if you start it young. Then they learn how to do that when they get older too. So it's definitely something to do with kids.
And here's the other thing too, is that I'm not going to say that because I'm not sure if that's true. It's just my experience, so I won't say that part. But us people, there's a certain amount of people that when something goes wrong, then all of a sudden they lump everything together like they take a pebble and they take all the shit. Then they think about, oh well, and I didn't I woke up late and the car's low on gas, and they start piling them in there. And instead of taking them one at one, just to deal with the one, then they'll pull from the last 24 hours or the last 2 days or the last week or whatever, and they'll start throwing them all in this bucket, and it'll just weigh you down. And it's just that they just do it. Like, that's out of habit. You know what I mean? They'll pull all the bad shit that's happened to them. Of course this is going to happen because this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. I'm like, no, maybe it's good that I can't remember shit because I don't do that. And I think it's probably because I can't remember shit. It's the only reason I don't do it. That's
why boxers still box. You're like, man, don't you remember getting punched in the face? And they're like, no.
No.
Boxers just turn into Swedish chefs.
Yep.
Swedish chef cows.
Yep. They're like, oh my God, put me back in the ring. There's the Goldie. Are you going to pay me in the Monopoly money today?
So, okay. So when there's somebody that does that, starts doing, pulling this thing and putting it and like throwing these all together and just making them see me more shittier in a worse mood than they already are. How do you combat that? You
can't. These are all.
I'm telling you, if I'm the person, I can't make.
Okay, you know what? I was thinking about this morning when I was standing in my garage, like watching cars drive by. Because that's a thing that I like to do, is just watch cars drive by at like 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, wow, where are you going, Mr. Go-Getter? But
and then you start making a whole story in your head about what they're doing, like by the car or what they look like, or
my story always ends in this shitty job. Like that is where I always assume somebody at 4:30 is going, and exactly what he or her is saying in their head at that moment.
They're getting their car, this shitty fucking job.
This shitty job. But I'm like, how does a person, who's really in it and sometimes really can't see a way out of it. And I'm not talking like in the depths of depression or anything like that, but just wanting a change, right? Just wanting a change. How do you do that? And the first thing is one step. It's always one step. That's always the start of anything. Is always one step. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So that's
Wait,
literally
what? You eat elephants?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think they're endangered. I think that's illegal.
And that's why, because they're delicious. If they swam in the ocean, sharks would eat them. But anyway, so what I was thinking, I'm like, how do you find something to make that change? Everybody has something that they're passionate about, something that they love, be it food, be it going to the gym, be it like cartoons or whatever. And I'm like, transfer that kind of passion that you have. If you love going to the gym, but your finances are weak, look at your bank account as a person who's going to the gym for the first time, and what do you do to make your bank account stronger? You put more money into it. You work a little bit harder to make your bank account strong. You want it to get into shape. So now we're cutting back some of the bad shit that we're doing. Like maybe we don't need to go to the bar because why? My bank account needs to go to the gym tomorrow. So I need to put more money into it. And every day my bank account is getting stronger and stronger. And then one day you look up and it's 6 months and you've cut out some bad habits. And you look at your bank account and it's got abs now. Your bank account has got abs. Yes. And your bank account is flexing on other bank accounts.
Yes.
Your bank account is like, what, bitch? Remember me? Remember when I was like negative and I was getting like bounce check charges? That's not me no more. No, you know what? Now I write a check and I don't even have to worry about whether there's money in it because I have taken my account to the gym every day and I have put more muscle on it and I have done these things because this is what I want it to look like. And then when you look up one day, and I'm not going to say it's tomorrow, it ain't going to be a month from now, it ain't going to be 2 months from now, but that sacrifice and that commitment when you look up a year from now is going to make you go, damn, my bank account can get bitches now.
By the way, George has a good point. Who writes checks anymore?
First of all, fuck you for my old ass analogy.
And here's the other one, and I didn't know this, but Josh, I kind of suspected it, but Josh has confirmed it. Elephant ears are made out of real elephants, and they are delicious. So I didn't.
Powdered sugar.
Yes, I didn't know that. So
yep. That's people think elephants are afraid of mice, but it's not. You pull out a bag of powdered sugar, they all cover their ears and they run.
Exactly, I agree.
So much misinformation today. This is what we're starting conspiracies today. Here's a nugget of truth, and then we're going to talk about how great elephants taste. Now people are going to go out hunting elephants.
I know.
If you bite an elephant in its ear, you get everything you deserve. Everything.
This portion of the show brought to you by cows. They've gotten together. They decided they're going to start with one show at a time to try to change the trajectory, save them.
Today we're just going to throw out random animals. That's our. We had a marketing plan.
We had the cows got together. What is it? Eat more chicken.
We tried chicken. We got to move on. We got to eat more hippo. Eat more hippo.
No, hippo, not hippo. Elephant. Yes, elephant. They're bigger.
Yeah. We tried alligator, but man, people were losing their lives and fingers.
Yeah. Hashtag save the cows. Okay. This portion of the show brought to you part by Teebs of Adrian. Teebs.green. if you need a new outlook on life, man, that will help you. It doesn't matter. Maybe you need a third of a gummy. Maybe life's going really bad. You need a half a gummy. Maybe you're like, fuck it, I need a whole gummy. Then eat a whole gummy. It's your life, and Teebs will help you live it, whatever life you're looking for.
Also, ask your Teebs consultant about dosing before, and don't listen to Andrew. Do that.
And also tell them we sent you. Tell them the show sent you, because they're like, well, do people come in? Do people like us? And I said, yes, people like you. They may not say it. So when you go in, make sure you remember to say, hey, I listened to you on the podcast, and that's why I'm here today to get my medicinal gummies.
And if you're too shy to do that, just pound their desk twice and then throw up 2 fingers, and they'll know.
Yes. And
you'll go, all right.
Yeah, and here's the other one. Tell them you're eating elephant for dinner tonight. Then they'll know.
Code. It's a code.
It's code.
That'll hook you up with some special deals.
Yes.
No, it won't.
No,
I feel like I have to correct. No,
it won't. It won't. No, it'll get the cops called on you. So
right. This portion of the show also brought to you by Lawn Greetings of Toledo. Say it in the lawn. I think they're sold out for Mother's Day greetings, but if you've got a birthday greeting,
they ran out of alphabet. How the fuck do you run out of alphabet?
Because
like, you understand, like, you can make more alphabet. It is. It's the beauty of alphabet. They're like numbers.
Yeah. But here's the thing: if you're only one person and you're the yard lawn greeting ninja, and you have to travel to each yard and place them perfectly, plus you got to find the letters. Okay, I need a I. I'm in the.
First of all, they shouldn't all be piled up. They should all be
just
sectioned
walk out
out.
to their
You should
field.
You should go to the I section. That will probably help you.
Well, no. What he does is he grows the letters.
Yes.
So
it's a field of letters.
Yes,
an alphabet field, if you will.
So he goes out there.
If you grow it, they will read.
So you go out there and you find he finds the letters, that he picks them and brings them. So he's running out of letters for Mother's Day, but as long as you have a birthday that doesn't have any letters of mothers or day, then he's good.
Happy birth. Happy birth. Love you.
Lawn greetings of. All right. I got a bunch of. You guys got anything? You guys anything you want to talk about? I love I woke up this morning, and I was like, it's interesting. I woke up this morning.
Oh my God.
I wasn't wearing no clothes.
I touched my lady said she lost her pantyhose.
Wait, where'd Gina go? What happened? Gina, you accidentally got disconnected.
That's so horrible.
Are you done?
You better hope not. That was hilarious. That was.
Oh, I can't hear Andrew talk about things like that. It's so gross.
If you weren't running to get a recorder for that, then shame on you.
Right? We should do instant blues, where we pick a subject and then we just have to blues riff it. But here's okay. Real quick, what I was saying was, when I woke up this morning, I was thinking, well, I love the show, because I never know the first 15 or 20 minutes what we're going to talk about. Like, I have stuff to talk about, but I try not to bring it up until after the first beginning of the show. I let everyone kind of see what they got. And I love the fact that you don't know, like, I didn't plan on doing talking about motivational stuff or what, however you want to call that, whatever you want to label it. But you just never know where it's going to go, and that's why I love it so much, because it's interesting and it's different. It's new. That's why I could never do a one person. I always tell people, I mean, I could if I'm getting paid enough. I mean, I don't want to do a one person show, because I know what I'm going to say. I know what my opinion is. I'm not going to challenge myself. I'm not going to make myself laugh. I'm not going to make myself go, oh, yeah, that's a great point, self. So
you've never told a joke that
I
like
do that
that you thought was so hilarious and like you laugh so hard. I cannot tell you how hilarious I am to me.
Yes, I am the funniest person I know.
Yeah, in the room. Like when when we were talking like inner voice, my inner voice is so confident. My inner voice can watch a Chris Hart special and go, "You're funnier than him." That shit. What? And I'll go, "Thanks, inner me. Shh, shh, shh. We're trying to watch this."
My inner me does think very highly of myself because I'll listen to Ryan Seacrest. I'm like, and my inner me's like, "This, you're 10 times better than this motherfucker. Why is
if Ryan Seacrest ever comes up missing, Andrew's first on their list of suspects. First. They're coming straight to you. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Maybe you should talk to the other thousands of DJs he's put out of work.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Grim Reaper. I'm telling you, if he's in the hallways, he's killed Dick Clark. He's killed Regis Philbin. He's killed.
There's strong accusations.
No, it's known.
He's killed radio.
In the industry, it's known. Yeah, he's killed radio. He killed American Idol. And dude is he's a killer.
Don't let him get his eyes dead on your iPhone.
Family Matters didn't welcome Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel, to the cast, according to him. The cast of the 80s, 90s sitcom Family Matter didn't exactly make him feel right when he joined. He was on a TV show that's going to air this Sunday. He said he got the cold shoulder. He said they knew what it was. I didn't think anything of it being cast to be on Family Matters because it was supposed to be a guest spot, one and done. Of course, Steve Urkel proved to be more than a one-shot appearance, going on to become one of the most iconic sitcom characters of all time. He remembered his co-star Michelle Thomas, who died in 1998 of stomach cancer at age 30. She played his girlfriend on the show. Michelle Thomas became a very special person. I literally cannot say her name without crying. But he says, yeah, they gave him the cold shoulder, and they thought, which I can imagine. All this, it's where you think he's just coming in one time, and you deal with it, and all of a sudden, this motherfucker's coming back. What? I mean, and then you're like, all right, now he's taking over the show. Now storylines are for him. I mean, I could see when you.
Because they thought they were serious actors, and they were like, this was their shot, and they were gonna just do comedic scenes, and they didn't need no character actor. And then they saw him, and they were like, oh shit, he's got high waters on, suspenders, like, man. And then Carl looked at everybody and went, this show is his.
and people think that there's too highly of their acting skills when they call themselves, I'm an actor. I am an actor. Oh,
no, I'm a pretender.
Carl. Okay, Carl. Let's see. I want to do all the celebrity stuff, and then get some other stuff. Marilyn Manson's ex. And you remember he's a singer, right? He's crazy.
Yeah.
His ex, Ashley Morgan, thought he was going to kill her during their abusive relationship. In a People cover story this week, she's one of 15 women, including actresses Evan Rachel Wood and Esme Bianco, who have accused Marilyn Manson of sexual, psychological, and physical abuse. Reveals the extent of the torture. Says she survived the hands of the metal rocker. I survived a monster. In the interview, she said, at one point, over the course of 2 years, she was sexually assaulted by him countless times. He's 52, by the way. He bit her, whipped her, cut her with a swastika emblazoned knife, and shoved his fists in her mouth during sex. She says he also forced her to do a blood pact, and that she was locked into what he called the bad girl's room, a glass soundproof room, whenever she would piss him off. So he actually had this glass proof room that
who put that in? Did that come in a kit from Amazon? Like who? Like somebody installed that room and was like, hey, Mr. Manson, what are you gonna do with this? And he's like, I'm gonna throw unruly women in it. It's like who does that?
And they're like, okay.
Yeah, they're like,
start building.
Is that their marketing? Do you have an unruly woman in your life? Would you like a glass room that's soundproof that you could just throw her in? Well, here, call us, yellingcan'tbeheard.com. That's right. Here at yellingcan'tbeheard.com, you can get a soundproof room and stare at her while she throws feces at you.
But then you have to wonder, like, did the dude like tell him what it was for, or if he made it up? Because if he told it was for, and then the dude was like, well, if the check's gonna clear, I'll build it. I'm not gonna say nothing, and then just starts billing, and then he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
I feel the same way about the people who put in the bat cave. Somebody knows.
I mean, it's
like,
not
you didn't
hard
install
to cover
all that shit.
a glass soundproof room. Could have been music related.
A studio.
He's a recording artist.
Yeah,
it's Marilyn Manson.
Well, right, but I'm saying if you're building it and that's what you're going to think you're building it for, nobody's going to think they're building it to lock people in. Well, maybe.
I'm just saying, if like I need you to put in like big metal rings in the wall, and people are like, "What's that for?" And I'm like, "Oh, just paintings." You know, I'm gonna like. That says dungeon, sir. This says like literally you had me carve a stone that said dungeon on it and put it above the doorway. Is this a dungeon? Absolutely not. It's a dungeon if you're bad.
It's a dungeon if you're bad. Oh my god, this dude's fucking weirdo. So anyway, all these women have stories, and they could all be lying, or you look at Marilyn Manson like obviously these women are telling the truth.
Parents of 90s kids everywhere right now are like, I told you.
Right? Exactly. I told you not to listen to him.
Yeah. You're like, mom, I understand, but you are 80 now. Stop it. Just one time you were right. Who knew it would pay off with him?
I told you so.
Yeah.
Feds are seeking the forfeiture of an ancient Roman statue that was headed to Kim Kardashian's house. She did not purchase an ancient Roman sculpture that federal authorities are trying to seize after it was imported to the U.S. 5 years ago. That's according to her people. Italian officials think the sculpture described as fragment of Myron's Samian Althea limestone Roman 1st, 2nd century AD. That's the name of what? Yeah, that's the name.
I was going to Google it, but never mind.
was originally looted from Italy, and they want it returned. The case dates back to 2016 when the antique statue arrived at the port of Los Angeles, immediately caught the attention of Border Patrol, but the broker provided the form that said it was.
What cool. Border Patrol agent immediately identified that?
Wait a minute.
You show me the Border Patrol agent who was like, "Hey, that statue is
Stanley. Stanley, is that
going to show you the statue?
Hold on, Stanley. Is that the fragment of Myron's Samian Athena limestone Roman 1st, 2nd century AD? Well, Steve, I think it is.
Damn it! If it sure doesn't look like it, Steve, I'm not a Border Patrol agent. Man, you could just color me all kinds of purpled and confused.
Right.
But I was going through just yesterday my collection of old. Look at that. How hard is that not to identify?
It's the bottom half of a sculpture. Like, there's just a foot, and
yeah,
I don't.
Like there was a Border Patrol agent who went like this. Hey, does that bottom half of that sculpture look familiar to you? And I'll be damned if it isn't the first 2nd century AD.
It was the greatest day of that Border Patrol agent's life because it's the chance where his love of border patrolling and his love of Roman statues came together for this one moment. He was built for this one moment of time. He knew right the fuck what it was.
Like this is what I really believe happened is he called everything he found that statue everything. And they were like, Steve, it's coke. It's cocaine, Steve. It's not a statue. Well, I believe, Steve, they're illegal immigrants. They're not statues. It is. And then finally he goes, does that look like? And they're like, well, damn it, if he ain't right this time.
He's been saying everything is the fragment of Myron's Samian Athena limestone Roman 1st, 2nd century AD. And this time he's fucking right.
Yeah.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's what that reminded me of.
It's heroin, Steve. Stop saying it. Stop it.
Piece is valued at $745,882. The broker had provided.
Where did they get the $82?
Right?
Where does $82 come in?
Because look, if you look at that, put it back, Gina. If you look, it was $779, and then there's a little ring on the left toe, and that little toe ring right there.
There's not even any toes.
Right there on the left. Yeah, right there. That's what that used to be, a toe ring. It was a $3 toe ring. So it went from $779 to $782.
It's the skirt. The skirt costs $82.
If you went to the garden center at Lowe's and saw this, you would demand a discount because it was broken. You would go, look, I know there's another half of this somewhere, probably in the back, because somebody dropped it off a forklift. And I know right now you got it labeled at $250, but we see it's missing a toe and a torso. So I'm going to give you $75 and I'm going to walk out of this and we're both going to feel like winners.
So they provided the broker provided a form to the Customs Patrol border agents and says, Kim Kardashian, DBA Noel Roberts Trust, the shipment described. But they're thinking that there's no alleged wrongdoing by the Kardashians, because they're thinking that maybe it was just a bullshit, a forged letter or whatever. So
absolutely, it was a statue delivered to her for real. Do you think she just trips around the country trying to buy old antiquities? No, she doesn't. She doesn't even know how to spell antiquity. So here's the thing: like, as soon as you saw her name on the label, you knew it was. That's
probably how they knew it was fake.
Yeah,
please, she doesn't even know what the fuck this is.
If it would have been like a mannequin, a prince, maybe.
All right. Let's see. I've got a bunch of other stuff. Governor DeWine visited Toledo yesterday to promote tourism season here in Toledo. He says that I think there's a real buildup and desire for people in Ohio and frankly across the country to get back to normal. This summer is going to be fundamentally different than what we've seen in the past. This summer we're back to normal, and frankly would not be surprised me if we didn't see more tourism in the summer than we've ever seen before, simply because of the buildup desire for people to get out. $4 million is being pumped into the regional campaign to ramp up summer tourism here in the Toledo area. Speaking of that,
can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
We lost one summer, and they are acting like this is the first time we've dug ourselves from underground since the nuclear war. It was one. Do you know there are people in prison who are calling us bitches right now? They're like, literally, they're like, really, 3 months, you guys couldn't run outside, and we are acting like this is the first time, this is groundbreaking that we've ever come together as a society.
My lost prison summer, I only have fond memories of, which is weird. Like, I really do. Like, I would get up, you get up in the morning and you'd have breakfast, and then I try to be okay. So there's this old guy, he and I would go for the TV because everyone else would go to breakfast and then go right back to bed. But I think it was 7 a.m. I think we had breakfast or whatever. So we try to get the first in line to the cafeteria because you're in your dorm and you line up at the door. So we tried to get towards the front of the door. It was just he and I because everyone else was going back to bed. And I knew that if he got back to the TV first, we were going to be watching Fox Cleveland 8 News. Okay. If I got back to the TV first, we were watching the Today Show because I want to know. I don't give a fuck what happens in Cleveland. I have no ties to this dude. Obviously, had lots of ties to Cleveland, and we were.
He was just waiting to see if more cases were popping.
if he'd got caught anymore.
Shit! They found that one in the house. Damn it!
I really do believe that the reason these guys watch the local news is because they were seeing if they knew every crime. They would see if they knew somebody. Like, oh, that's Stiffy. I know Stiffy, man. Back in the day, they got Stiffy. Oh man, and then his buddy would be like, "Yes, man, I knew they were gonna get Stiffy," or whatever. They have nicknames for them all. But
he used to play dead when he was getting chased by the cops. They just run by it.
They call him Stiffy. He used to always get caught though. Yeah. He thought he would hide himself as a pole, but it never worked.
Worked one time against a bear, and then all of a sudden he thought he could do it everywhere.
Absolutely
crazy.
I know. But anyway, so he would fight. We would fight for he'd either watch Channel 8, the Cleveland Fox News, or I get the Today Show, and it would be fucking annoying when I have to watch Cleveland because I don't care about Cleveland. So he and I would fight to get back to the everyone else would go back to bed. But then after the news, after the Today Show, then I would go do my workout for an hour, and then I would after my workout I would go to take a shower, and then we go out and play softball all day. And we play softball and have walk the track and have fun. It was lunchtime. Then we go back on the track and have some more fun, more softball.
No. I would like for people who are just tuning in. This is not camp he's talking about. I don't want you Googling it, seeing if you could send yourself there. Actually, you can, and it's kind of easy. You just got to wave a gun in the middle of the street, and you get to go to prison camp all summer. Andrew was making it sound like it was all we did was play softball. It was, it was the unfun. Whoa, who's this guy?
I don't know. I don't know, but there's what's up? Hey, are you doing WTF news? WTF news today?
Why is there an echo?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's gone now. No, I think it was gone towards the end. Everyone's
no, it's when I add TIFO. Now watch. It doesn't do it.
No. 1 2 sibilance, right? Demetrius sibilance.
You don't get.
You're disrupting the energy, TIFO.
Apparently.
I don't know. It's only when your mic is on.
Which is weird considering it's a headset.
Wait, I think it might be fixed. I think it might be fixed. Nope.
Now it's gone.
No. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I don't know.
I can't. I'm sorry, Tifo.
Everyone's excited to see you. Everyone's like, "Hi, Chris."
Wait, mute. Hold on. I'm going to mute him and see if it works. All right, don't unmute yourself.
Yeah,
fine. When you're muted, it's fine. That is your life. That's exactly everything about your life. When you're muted, you're totally fine.
I hate that you're getting echo. Let's try one more time. Chris, are you there? Come in, Chris. Hello.
Unmute.
No. Oh, I'm right here. Now that I'm unmuted by the host.
Well, you're the only one that's not echoing. What else echoes? God, I sound good though. Like I noticed, like I can't usually hear myself when you stop and you like get it back. Wow,
I can't stand you.
I know. I'm just saying. It's good. I like it. I like the way I sound. Okay. I don't know, Chris. I want WTF news so bad. I just don't think it's going to happen today. You may have to save your stories for another day.
Or you guys could just suck it up and deal with it.
1 2 1. No, we can't. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Good. Okay. This portion of the show brought to you in part. I wanted to get to one other thing, and then we'll get to Chris right now. Teams of Adrian, also by Alufka All Natural, and DMX Lawn and Landscaping, all helping bring this portion of the show. It's time for WTF News. Ebenezer Bushrod.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I wasn't here earlier, but I had, sleep to have.
How was opening day, by the way?
It was all right. I got started late. I had to do some family obligations first, and then went out. I got to wait 40 minutes for a table at Frickers because apparently that's a thing now.
Yes. Well, on opening day, for sure. All right. What's going on with the news?
A marriage, an arranged marriage in India, up in Uttar Pradesh. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Was called off while they were in the aisle because the groom was unable to recite the multiplication tables to his bride. This was an arranged marriage, and when the groom showed up, for some reason, the bride had some suspicions about his education levels, and so demanded that he recite the multiplication by twos table. to her to prove to her that he was not dumb. And when he was unable to, she called off the wedding right there in whatever it is they call where they have the wedding sanctuary, whatever, and everything. And she's supported by her decision, by her family on there. Her family feels lied to and deceived by the groom's parents for this.
All it took was the two multiplication tables, the twos, like just
all he had
stuff.
to do was count by two.
All he had to do is double stuff, and that. First of all, what does that say about the family who asked that question? What are you stuck at 1? And you were like, you got to wow us with 2, like that. That's the wow. If you would have hit me with like the multiplication table times 11, I would have been like, I'm out. If I got to do 11,
so
13,
easy.
Which
9.
Which usually the math you're doing is, and it's till death do you part, or you divide your shit by 2.
Yeah. He didn't know 2s because he didn't come in with shit. That's why he was like, whatever you get out of this relationship, it's gonna have your name written on it from when you brought it in.
Right.
So
what else?
For fans of Tiger King, there's been a new development. Carol Baskins has come out with her own cryptocurrency on there. So we've seen some recent volatility in the market with Bitcoin and with that what originally started as a sort of a satire of cryptocurrency, the Dogecoin, and now we have CAT. So now you'll be able to buy your goods and services using Carol Baskin's signature cryptocurrency.
It's funny you bring this up, Chris. I don't want to go too much into it, but I was reading it this morning and I passed on the story. But just this, I just don't understand this cryptocurrency thing. I think it's all a scam. Like, is the goal to take over for money in the U.S. and they're just, I don't know, Doja Cat coin now. I can't. It's just all a scam, and I can't get into it, and I don't understand it. And I think like I said, it's just. And
if you're going to invest in cryptocurrency, don't do it with money you need. Don't put all your bill money in there.
That is advice for everything.
That's true.
Do not spend bill money on any kind of investment is a gamble. Yeah. Everybody needs to understand that there is no such thing as a safe investment especially when you're dealing in cryptocurrency or the stock market. There is always a risk of losing money.
So then let me ask you this. Am I normal or abnormal? Let's say I have $300 in the bank and I have 2 bills to pay totaling $600. I'm the only one that thought maybe I should just take it to the casino and let's just see if we can make this 3-6.
There's a whole hotline for that. A gambler's hotline for that. You don't do it.
You're a grown man with children in his 50s, and you have only $300 in the bank with 600 bills.
Actually, everything you just said before that was the reason he doesn't have he only has $300 in the bank. Grown man with a family and children. That'll wipe your shit out so fast.
Right.
True.
That's why, Chris, don't do it. Don't fall for the, they try to make it look like having a family and a wife and life and kids and all that shit. They try to make it look cool on television. Shit is bullshit. You're doing it the right way, Tifel.
Rest in peace, Andrew.
Making yourself disgusting and unattractive, and you're doing it the right way. I wish when
you get kicked out of the house, my couch is unavailable.
I'm too cute to do it your way, but I wish I looked like you and could do it your way. This is a pain in the ass.
That is a lot of unearned confidence.
Whoa!
Look at her creeping up.
It's like she's got that radar in her head.
I know, she just showed up.
Like
she just appeared.
Like dads do when someone's touching the thermostat. Like she just hears Andrew saying something stupid. She boom.
I know.
Luckily, your mom's bed is available.
Yeah, the bed at my mom's house is available while she's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yes, I can go there.
You thought it was an accident. Colleen tried to teach her mom a lesson. That was what that was about.
No, I did not wish that on her.
No.
Oh yeah. No,
All right.
nobody
So,
did.
all right. So on October 29th in 2019, responding RCMP officers, for those of you that don't know, RCMP is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, found a man crouched behind a shack. He was intoxicated and agitated, and they tried to, get him into the squad car and, just kind of, get him under custody. And the man resisted and struggled, and officers tried to restrain the man, and one Mountie was struck by the man, and when he was putting handcuffs on him, and so he asked the other officer to use pepper spray on him and everything, and the guy kept resisting, and so one of the RCP officers grabbed and twisted the man's genitals. To get compliance for the arrest and gain control of the situation. So the man, of course, sued, because that's, like Andrew said, don't touch my junk.
Yeah, it's out of
bounds. You say it's out of bounds, but according to the the Northwest Territories court judge, Garth Malocki, it is not out of bounds, and it is considered reasonable force to gain compliance of a non-compliant suspect. So
and that's where I take exception, because I'll give you grab. I'll give you grab. Grab is a good way to gain compliance. Twist is excessive force. Grab, I will give you, like, all you really had to do is just grab authoritatively, and I'm probably gonna stop whatever I'm doing. Twisting is over the line.
The threat of a twist is enough.
Because here's the I'm compliant after the grab. Like if we're laying in bed, Colleen and I, and let's say
hi,
let's say let's say Ariana Grande comes on television. I go, oh, then all of a sudden the grab goes whoop, and I'm like, oh, okay, you don't need a twist. All of a sudden, Ariana Grande is the most horrible thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, if you go to Canada, once the borders are open, be careful. Don't get into an altercation with police, because they can grab your fun bits and twist.
Yeah, jeez.
Your butt ass naked. If you got to unbuckle my pants to get there, then we've gone a couple of steps overboard. Then like if you were like tase him and they were like, no, he looks like a guy who needs a twisting. And
Josh makes up a great point. What if the Mounties just sprayed you with maple syrup instead of pepper spray? That
just sounds like a delicious good time.
I know. Oh, manhandle me, officer.
Yeah. Oh, look at what we got here. It's salt and pepper spray.
So an Australian man by the name of Chris Blouse has finally won a years-long battle with the government of Australia to keep the tooth that was embedded in his surfboard after he was attacked by a shark. Under the State Fisheries Management Act, it's illegal to possess, sell, or purchase any part of a white shark. So when he was attacked by one and hospitalized and, almost died from the attack, police found the tooth embedded in his surfboard, and compliancy with the law, they turned it over to the appropriate authorities. And Chris has been, or Mr. Blouse, Chris, sorry, it is Chris. Blouse has been fighting to keep the tooth as a souvenir of his experience. And it wasn't until he was able to get a politician on his side that an exception was finally made, and he was granted to be able to keep the tooth that almost killed him.
Good.
Good for him. Good for him. And that was that was just a white shark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black sharks don't do that shit.
I was gonna say, were you gonna think if it was black shark, they would have just given him the tooth? Like they don't care?
No, black sharks don't. No, you know why? You know why you never hear shit about black sharks? Because black sharks are awesome. That's what their title is. Awesome black shark. That
really?
They don't. Yeah, they just swim through the ocean looking cool as fuck.
I think it was
White sharks want to be them. They get like teeth implants and lip injections and shit like that, and try to listen to awesome black shark music. And then the next thing,
shark, shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about awesome black shark.
There's a comedian. I think it was Patrice O'Neill back in the day. He was talking about shark attacks. He was like, "It's not a shark attack. You are where the shark lives. You are the invader. You never hear about like a shark attack on land. Like you go in, you get ready, you get into your shower, you start the water and everything, and all of a sudden you kind of just turn around and there's a big great white behind you, on there. That would be a shark attack. If you go into somebody else's home, all they're doing is defending themselves."
Good point. All right, thank you, Chris. That's the last one, right? That was 4. All right, that is WTF News, Ebenezer Bushrod. This portion of the show brought to you part by Teebs of Adrian. Get to Teebs this weekend and calm yourself, man. Life is going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And have a great weekend, everybody. And we will see you on, what's that, D?
Just remember, every chain starts with one step.
Amen, brother. For Gina and Demetrius and Chris Keefe, I'm Andrew Z. And for producer Georgia, you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Happy Mother's Day. Bye, everybody.
Come on!